welcome to our July monthly transmission. This recording is where I tap into the themes of the month for my personal divination practice, including working with bibliomancy, the Book of Stones, several different oracle decks and tarot decks that I use, and synthesizing it in a stream of energy that I hope and intend to use to support you for the next cycle of time. July is really a pivotal moment for us in 2025. There is a feeling of turning point where who we are, our identity, how that relates to what we aim to do, what our intentions are, and also how we sort of create direction in our life. All of that is shifting on such a deep level. I had a reading very recently with my friend Lisa, who's called Middle Sister Tarot, because I'm going through so many shifts ever since I got back from my trip in Los Angeles, where I was working with Dive and Well to do in-person events. I had this cleanse that I did with the astrologer and holistic chef, Okalawa, who led us through this really astrologically timed cleanse. And the combination of things really created a shift in me that made it like I was coming home into a new reality where I was relating to life as if I'm an entirely new person. And how this landed for me was it became really difficult to do things in the way that I normally do them, in the pace that I'm used to doing them. There was sort of a disruption in my rhythm. And I think that is what we're all headed into for the month of July. The theme for the months ahead come from two cards that I pulled in January: Magician reversed, Make a Wish, Archangel Michael, from three different decks. I wrote down the phrases cellular shift, DNA activation, a cauldron inside, a palpable awakening of magic, a powerful time for spiritual support, clearing all clutter in the spiritual sense, cutting cords, cutting ties. I think there is a pretty dramatic internal and external reorganization. A lot of us are going to be getting quieter and more still so that we can be vessels of the undergoing energetic transformation that the whole collective is going through, but some of us are going through more acutely because it's part of the reason we incarnated at this time in this life. The desire to create magic in the external feels like it's being pulled internally. One of my favorite teachers and channels, Georgia Jean, who channels a collective called Circle Evolution, talks about how a lot of the shifts we undergo are actually biological in nature. A lot of our programming is imprinted in a biological way. And this is a month where, on a subtle level, the way our biology is working is changing. That might sound like a really familiar idea to some of you, and to others of you, it might feel like a really far out idea. If you've studied the work of Veda Austin, a water researcher and artist, you would understand that there is a lot of mystery when it comes to understanding the substance of water. Our body is 99% water by molecule. And so you start to understand that we are carriers of information, and that information changes, and that the materialist worldview of our body, of our genetics, of our reality, there's a lot of supporting evidence that we are telling too linear of a story when we focus on materialism. This is a month where I feel like that story gets really disrupted. And in some ways, it can be exciting and freeing to the soul or the spirit, but the mind can feel really nervous. And so a lot of the work we're doing this month turns inward. The Magician